Welcome to This Might Be Personal, Episode 4 The Momentum Behind Flight. The chalk coats my palms in a soft, dry layer before I grip the handle. I set my stance and swing the bell backwards between my legs to build the initial momentum. The bell swings forward, right arm, 1 minute. Continuous motion, momentum. Swing, clean, drive, jerk, lock. Shannon stands a few feet away with a small digital timer, the kind they use at track meets. She has pure green eyes and thick, dark brown hair that shifts slightly when she turns. The music in the gym is always loud, filling the space so nothing feels too quiet to overthink. She's a world champion kettlebell competitor, but she doesn't carry it like identity. She carries it like presence, like inspiration in human form. Steady, real, unshaken in the room, even when I am not. And when things are going well, you'll catch her subtly moving with it, a small sway, almost a dance she doesn't announce. Like her body is responding to rhythm the same way she expects mine to. You're too tight, she says. Loosen your grip. The bell rises cleaner when I do. Now keep your elbow close. Let that momentum carry everything up. Don't waste that energy in your arm. I feel it immediately, the difference between forcing and following. And she just watches until it changes. Switch. Left arm, 1 minute. I bring it back into the swing. Swing, clean, drive, jerk, lock. No reset, no hesitation, just continuity. And there's always that half second where my body doesn't arrive cleanly with the command. That's where everything used to break and where the same thought used to appear. It doesn't want to. Not as metaphor, but as frustration, as the only language I had when the signal didn't come cleanly. On one of the left rotations, I miss it. Not fully, not dramatically, just enough that the clean doesn't land. The bell drops out of timing, and suddenly I'm not in it anymore. I'm catching it, falling back into the swing instead of riding it through. My arm feels it immediately. That tired, dull ache that shows up when the system takes over instead of the hips. For a second, it feels like falling out of the sky. Not metaphorically, physically. That sudden loss of coordination where something that was moving with you just isn't anymore. Reset, she says calmly. I swing it back. She doesn't rush in, she watches. Then, your body knows what to do. A pause. Hinge. Hips. Don't pull it up. Carry it up. She steps slightly closer, not touching anything, just presence tightening the frame. You can do it. Not encouragement as softness, encouragement as fact. And I do. Next rep, I find it again. Swing, clean, drive, jerk, lock. The bell stops feeling like something I'm lifting and starts feeling like something I'm arriving with. My right side was the weak side. And I remember sitting there with Shannon in front of me, not above me, not directing from distance, on the floor, eye level, my foot positioned, her hand against it, not moving it, not doing it for me, just resistance. Steady enough that my body had to find a way to produce force again. It wasn't about speed. It wasn't about reaction. It was about whether I could even generate pressure at all. After the stroke, I couldn't drive. Not metaphorically, not vaguely. I couldn't press a brake pedal. My brain couldn't reliably send the signal, and I couldn't trust that when I said press now, my foot would actually apply the pressure needed to stop. That part of life was just not available to me. And in those moments when nothing would fire cleanly, I would say it. It doesn't want to. Shannon never corrected the phrase. She worked inside it. Okay, she'd say, then we find where it does want to. Not fighting the system, mapping it. Switch. Right arm, 1 minute. Swing, clean, drive, jerk, lock. The bell floats for a split second at the top, that suspended moment where nothing has committed yet. That's where she watches closest. Not the lift, the timing inside it. And she never rushes that moment. She lets it exist long enough that I start to feel it myself. If I compensated in rehab, she saw it immediately. There, she says, your shoulder's trying to help again. Not criticism, recognition. It wants to help so badly, she adds once, almost laughing. But it doesn't need to do everything. Switch, left arm, 1 minute. Swing, clean, drive, jerk, lock. Back in the gym, she still has the timer in her hand. Still calm, still precise. Keep breathing, she says. Don't rush the hard part. This is where your body's really locking in. She checks in between sets. How much PT did you do today? I answer. She looks at me, not scanning, not evaluating, reading. Face, breath, timing, the way my answer lands in my body. Sometimes she already knows before I finish speaking. That's not the full picture, she says. Not judgment, clarity. And over time, she starts training me to see it too. What did your body do after you stopped? She asks. Not what you finished, what happened after. I start to hesitate before answering because she's not asking for output. She's asking for awareness. And sometimes I still want more. Another hour, another session, even after 3 hours of rehab in the morning. I'll say it like it's neutral. She doesn't stop me. She just holds the moment long enough that I hear myself inside it. Start with your body, she says, before you decide anything. Not permission, anchoring. And slowly I begin to understand what she actually is in this process. Not inspiration as performance, inspiration in human form. Steady, real, unshaken, while everything in me is learning how to reorganize. Rest is part of this, she says. Not what you do when you're done, what you do so you don't break what you're building. Not softer, stronger. Because she doesn't motivate by pushing louder. She motivates by being steady enough that I can stop overriding myself. This is 10 kilos, she says. Your competition bell is 8. Not lighter, different. You enter the competition world at 8, she says. Not like you're fighting every rep. Switch. Right arm, 30 seconds. Swing, clean, drive, jerk, lock. Switch. Left arm, 30 seconds. Swing, clean, drive, jerk, lock. And somewhere between rehab and this room, between the floor and the bell, I understand it. She didn't give me strength. She didn't give me confidence. She didn't even give me control. She gave me timing I can trust inside my own body again. The ability to produce force when I ask for it and not panic when it takes a moment to arrive. Because that's what is underneath everything. Rehab, kettlebells, repetition, switch. It's all the same problem. Not learning how to lift something, learning how to arrive in time with it. And when it breaks, it doesn't feel like failure. It feels like falling out of the sky. And that's the closest thing I can name it to it for now. Not recovery, something closer to learning how to fly while still inside gravity. Not leaving it, moving with it. And when the bell rises this time, it doesn't feel like I'm lifting it. It feels like I've learned how to stay inside the timing that carries me up.